afternoon, morning, evening, or night, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this episode of the JARCAST.
Oh my god.
Whoa! We're on episode 118.
I think it is 118.
So,
one
you know,
Halo
that
one.
Isn't 118 like a Spartan from Halo or something?
That's Master Chief's dad.
Yeah,
Master Chief's dad.
Or
no, but isn't that like Samus or something?
No, that's his wife.
Ah, I see. I sometimes forget the Metroid lore. So
I think we all do.
You used to play as Samus in Smash Bros when we played it because it was the one most similar to Master Chief.
No, wait, fuck up,
Really?
no.
That is true. That is true. That is true. Don't even fucking try, bro.
That's not
Don't
me
even
though. Like,
fucking
come on,
try,
we're
bro.
talking about me here.
Bro, that is you.
It was you from that time.
You
Well,
love
okay.
Halo.
Okay, well, when I
Right.
play the new Smash Bros, I'll play as Samus again.
Okay.
It doesn't even matter who anyone plays as because I'm just gonna fucking rickety wreck everyone.
So, the biggest thing that happened in between this and the previous episode was E3.
E3.
We ain't
Figured-
talking about that here, you fucking bitches.
Yeah, we thought we'd do a little separate blab about E3 other than bogging down this cast with it.
To all the people that don't give a shit
you
about
are you
Sekiro,
are you being
Shadows
serious?
Die Twice.
James, we did all this planning right before.
Yeah,
while
you were
were on your
busy
phone.
looking-
No,
Yes, James.
no.
That's the whole point of
You're
planning.
writing down cast subjects, not blab subjects.
Yeah, because we were like, ooh, we could talk about E3. Oh, wait, hang on. What about the people who don't care about it? Oh, yeah.
How many people do you think watch JARCAST don't care about games? Like, I think our
Many.
demographic.
There's always a comment saying, time code, here you are, part once game discussion's over.
And he gets
Okay.
like 700 likes.
Okay,
More.
those are the same people who specifically watch the Marvel discussion. So
And?
exactly.
Taste or taste, James?
I know there's tastes,
Taste or taste?
but there's
Did
more
you
to
see
talk
my,
about.
my Argue the Corgi interview?
I fucking hated it. I actually commented on it.
Did you?
Yeah, just calling you like a cunt, I think.
Wow. So one of the most
That took
loved
you down
jar
the page.
videos you hate, of course. But that means it's brilliant. Jim, come down on this.
Oh, damn, son.
Yeah.
I watched it and I was just... I'll give you props for improvising that, but...
You'll give me props for improvising that.
Well, yeah, you improvised it and it was pretty good. But fuck me, it was awful.
You mean it's the kind of humour you hate?
Yeah, like no humour at all, 'cause it's like zero substance. It's just... It's throwaway. It's minion level, Alex.
It's not minion level.
It definitely is.
It's
You
not
make
minion
it
level.
seem a lot more deeper than it is.
No, I don't. I don't pretend to be anything more than it is. Do I,
the
Jim?
minions? Do the minions pretend to be more than they are?
No,
Yes.
they're entry level, just like your jokes are. Just like Brian. Shitting Argy. Brian.
Brian.
I'd say they're more kind of deep cuts.
They're surface level. What more is there to Brian?
Surface level?
Yeah.
Okay.
What more is there to Brian being won over?
That it's funny. It's kind of like Loss in terms of how dreadful that whole thing is. Anyway, we're not talking about that. So, we've got a few topics today. I figure we'll start with James's crippling porn addiction.
I don't have one. I don't know why.
Bullshit.
What
The last
do you
2
mean
hours,
bullshit?
That's all you've been talking about.
What?
Porn.
Porn, your
When?
addiction to it.
I don't
The
have an
last 2
addiction to-
hours.
I've not... No, that did not happen at all. Why did I have a crippling porn addiction?
You're the one who said it, James.
I said it as a joke. You know, humour. It's the thing you
Was
lack.
that one layered then? You saying that is layered.
Whoa!
Okay.
Oh, damn, son.
Now the donkey's been turned around and is kicking and flaying.
Okay, what's the actual...
Have you ever had a porn addiction?
I don't know, what point does, like, watching
What
porn
counts as a
become-
porn addiction?
Yeah. Like, when does
What's
it become...
the line?
Like, how often you do it and the risks you take doing it.
Well, what...
Surely it's more just... Actually, I don't know.
It's if you... Have you ever felt stressed because you haven't watched porn in a while?
No.
Oh, right.
Like, no. I don't sit there and be like, fuck, I haven't watched porn, boys. I need a fucking jerk. No.
Is there something to be said for more of a... Not an addiction, but a reliance Or
Well, surely when you become reliant on porn, you're basically addicted.
Well, I think there is a difference.
Well, there's a reliance sort of in human nature to bust a nut if you
To bust
will.
in nuts.
to bust some nuts,
Yeah. Monkey nuts, peanuts, all sorts.
pistachios.
Yeah, it doesn't really work, that one, but...
I'm gonna bust me a fucking pistachio, bro. Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
But no, I have not had a porn addiction.
In your whole life.
Mm-hmm.
Not even
No.
when your
Why-
Saran
have-
period.
Have you two had porn addictions?
Well, not that I'm aware of.
Exactly.
I
So
might
why
have
do you
once.
question
It's
it?
hard to say because when you're like 15,
Yeah.
It's just like,
It's your life. Yeah, we've all seen Big Mouth. We know what it's like. It's
yeah, we've
funny.
all seen Big Mouth.
That's layer humour that we're talking about. Big Mouth. Hormone monster. We know how much you love the hormone
Speaking
monster,
of the
James.
hormone monster,
So James, we went... What did we do? We went and had like a meal or something?
we had Wagamama's
Yeah,
this time
a
last
friend
week.
came over that we don't see very often. And then we went to Wagamama.
And it was a subpar at Wagamama's.
No, it was awesome.
It
You
was
just chose something
excellent.
bad.
No, okay, I picked
Squibbles
bad.
wouldn't really recommend them to be
yeah,
honest.
don't have the squibbles and don't have the wet Thai noodles.
But point is, that was only the jumping off point of the story, because
we had Casper's after, which was atrocious.
maybe we should talk about Casper's, actually. Casper's, if you don't know, is... Do
like-
you think they have it in America or in other
No,
places?
it's-
No, I'm pretty sure
no.
they do. Do you remember that the
I don't
Man's
know.
Not Hot music video? He's in Miami and he's in one.
Oh,
It does
right?
seem very American.
no,
doesn't it?
he was in London there. I swear.
No, he's in fucking. It's a beach.
No, because it cuts to him in a club. In a Casper's, not a club, a Casper's. So that could be.
He is in a
England.
club as well at one point.
But point is, Casper's,
It's
it's a...
It's a dessert chain.
Well, it's like a restaurant, but all you can
It
order
must
is
be
dessert.
American because it does like waffles and shit.
Yeah.
That ain't
Okay,
English.
but
We like going there for a little...
like a brownie.
It's
or
it's
a cookie.
like
It's like a guilty pleasure almost.
yeah, definitely. That's you hit the head on the nail right there, bro.
Thanks.
It's like it's not in the best part of the town it's in.
What's in Swindon?
There isn't a good part of that town.
Yeah, Swindon
So-
probably is the worst town in the world. The whole world.
But it's like if you haven't seen it, the interior is like a strip club's,
It's an
weird.
American diner crossed with a strip club.
and
It's
like,
like purple
it's
and
pink and black.
It's pink and black,
yeah, pink and black.
dimly lit, with porn, not porn, strip club music playing.
And like every
Just
single
a smidgen too loud.
and
Yeah.
like every single surface is just sticky, and there's like gunk all over the walls.
Yeah, there is.
And they do desserts. They'll do like waffles and
They only do desserts.
yeah,
Right.
and they're pretty good desserts. Besides, you had like this
They're
Oreo
serviceable,
waffle,
but I ordered an Oreo waffle.
Yeah.
and it was
It was horrible.
You see, when I saw what you had, I was like, oh, you got the white chocolate supreme or whatever the fuck it's called, and I was like, good choice, bro.
and then
But then I gave it a taste, and I was like, this ain't the white chocolate supreme.
the sauce did not. It tasted disgusting.
The sauce ruined the whole thing. I'm sure the waffle was
Yeah.
fine.
Like
the waffle it's just waffle.
Like it was partly an Oreo one because it had no biscuit on it. Basically, it had some crumbs.
It had
and, like,
powder, suspicious looking powder. It was probably some like bourbon they just found.
so I would not. I don't want to go back there, but it's like I want to go back there.
Yeah,
I could-
I really want to go back because I felt sick before even going to Casper's.
Yeah, because of the
and
eggy bread.
Probably because of the eggy bread.
I made some eggy bread with some off eggs.
Can I just
That
say
was
Some
like,
off eggs, and some of them were undercooked.
Yeah, that was my bad.
So
I wouldn't mind going today. I could do with a bit of a Casper's.
That would be exceptionally piggy, but whatever you guys want to do.
no, don't put it on me. This is fucking on you, bro.
I could do with like a
Do
waffle.
is there a problem with sugar in this country, or just all over the world? You can't make something as delicious and awesome as sugar and have no restrictions. I'm sorry, everything with sugar in is just mind-blowingly awesome.
Well,
I fucking hate
if
eating it.
you
though.
can have like beer, cigarettes,
You have to be a certain
Heroin.
age to buy those two things, and they're expensive.
true.
They're both expensive. Getting a Freddo We all know.
We all know the struggle to get that 10p or 20p from your parents.
Well, it's like fucking £8 now to buy a fucking
Or a
Freddo.
wham bar. You get quite a lot of sugar and bang for your buck in a wham bar.
And Wham bars are still cheap.
I haven't seen a wham bar.
Yeah, neither have
I remember
in a
the
long
first time I actually found out about Wham bars.
I hate chewing them. Ugh.
I was
But it was like vessel for getting sugar into body.
Yeah.
Will
You
put up
suck
with
on, you
anything.
put them like on your tongue and then clamp it to the roof of your mouth and go.
It's almost like torture
Yeah.
just to get it into your body.
It's like taking heroin. Wham bars are the extreme sugar thing, you know.
They're the what do you call it when it's the drug that kind of
The
eases
gateway
you
drug?
in? Yeah, the gateway drug.
No, wham bars is what is through the gate.
So what's the gateway to that?
Gateway is Freddo.
No, they're too
No,
different.
there's that whole section of all the sweet shops that have the like really cheap sweets.
Yeah.
Do Millions count as one of them? They're
Oh.
quite cheap.
Millions are
suck,
kind of a gateway. Because today my like niece was eating some Millions. I could smell it, and I was just like, "Fuck, I need some Millions. I need to fucking eat them." They're the gateway, I think.
I think the UK in particular, we love our confectionery, we love our sweets and stuff like
We
that.
have potentially the best like sweets in the world.
Like I know other countries out there might say, look, your food sucks. No one can disagree on our variation, our rainbow of confectionery.
Mm-hmm.
We got everything from Jaffa cakes to wham bars, from hobnobs to
Digestives.
fucking digestives.
Those are like the same thing. Anyway,
Anyway.
anyway, after this awful trip to Casper's,
Casper's, yeah, there was
we
awful.
stopped off back at the location that is right beneath our feet. Your lounge. Right.
And we, as a joke, I said that we should watch Attack of the Clones.
It was a joke.
I didn't mean it.
Yes, you did, James. You brought it up about 3 or 4 times
As a
throughout the
joke,
day.
to
like,
get you to
you're
watch
like really keen, and I was like, "Well, James, if you're serious about this, I will buy it on iTunes." I spent like $12.99 on it, and we started watching Attack of the Clones, the second prequel Star Wars film. And
this,
how did you find it, James?
well,
Have you seen it before?
Well, when I was a kid, I saw like a few like snippets on it.
So you'd never seen?
The whole thing, never.
No.
And all I can say is it's unbelievably bad. I don't understand how anyone can.
Don't go too hard on the prequels. I did it on Letterboxd and got some people angry.
No, but how do people defend it? Like, it's clear as day that it's not that good. Why would you jump out of a window when you could just use the Force?
Yeah. It's not very good.
Like whenever they used the Force in that movie, it was just like nothing at all.
Jim, do you have any nostalgia for Attack of the Clones? We saw it at the cinema when it came out. We loved it as children. Got all the Lego sets.
I've got nostalgia for the Lego sets. And like the design of certain ships, but not for the movie.
It's probably the best thing to come out of the prequels is like all the ships.
Yeah.
The goddamn spaceships. Some of them are on par with like the originals, IMO.
Well, there was no good spaceships in the blimmin' Attack of the Clones.
That's not true. Like Obi-Wan's...
like
The clone gunship.
the gunship.
The
Okay, I know.
LAAT.
Oh, but I didn't see it, so I didn't get that far.
Yeah.
But that fucking ship is the coolest fucking
No,
thing.
what about the just... Well, it is just Slave 1, but blue.
Yeah, Obi-Wan's Jedi Starfighter is pretty cool.
Yeah, all that stuff's cool.
That scene is probably the best action scene in the movie.
Well, with Slave 1.
Yeah, because of the sound design.
The bomb's going...
Yeah.
No, that was a good
That's
scene.
the kind of spectacle you want out of a back then modern Star Wars movie, I
Yeah.
suppose. It's quite impressive. It still looks alright as well,
Yeah.
weirdly enough. Problem is, though, that weird part where they're shooting like 100 million shots, going and every shot somehow misses
Mm-hmm.
Obi-Wan. That's weird, but
Even though he's meant to be someone that doesn't even like piloting.
yeah,
I guess R4D4 is flying,
yeah.
which means that entire action scene, Obi-Wan's just sat there, just not doing anything.
So yeah, all 3 of the prequels have at least one good action scene. George Lucas he was pretty decent with the action overall.
It's pretty much all he seemed to care about.
Mm.
But okay, so
Have you guys seen the thing George Lucas
Yes.
said?
It's like the Force is a
Have you
living
seen this,
thing.
Jim?
About what is
George
sequels
Lucas's
of them.
original idea for episode 7, 8, and 9.
The Force
You've
is
seen it,
living,
Jim?
basically.
Yeah.
You guys talk while I try and find the quote.
It's ridiculous. I read it and didn't make much sense, but I knew it was just really.
He was
really
saying
bad.
it was going to like a microbiotic side
Yeah.
or something. Like,
It takes everything cool of Star Wars, just like
yeah.
deep science.
What does that even mean?
I have no idea. It's like
Like, would it be like strange magic? Like little dibbies?
So George Lucas has been quoted saying, in reference to his idea for new Star Wars movies, my sequel trilogy was going to get into the microbiotic world. But there's
What
this
is
world
that?
of creatures that operate differently than we do. I call them the Wills. And the Wills are the one who actually control the universe. They feed off the Force. Of course, a lot of the fans would have hated it, just like they did Phantom Menace and everything. But at least the whole story from beginning to end would be told.
right. How does that like work into the original trilogy?
Yeah, how does it even relate to anything going on in
The
Star
only
Wars?
thing it relates to at all is that one line in Phantom Menace that he himself even like retconned and ignored
Mhm.
after that.
No, but I mean, how is that? No, because it's supposed to carry on from the original trilogy. So how would it have continued?
How,
I assume
how
it would have
could
had
you-
Luke and all that.
But how?
No, but how
if
did?
it's on a microbiotic level?
I think he probably means that would have been like an important aspect of the story or something.
Right.
No, but that it doesn't sound like a Star Wars thing. Good, bad guy, good guy.
But do you find it
Fucking the
weird how
Wills.
George Lucas seems almost salty about what's happened with Star Wars?
Yeah,
And it's like,
well, he
but
definitely
you
is.
sold it,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
If you weren't done with it, why did you sell it? Like, you could have made those movies.
Yeah.
You could have easily got the funding and the budget and got them made, even directed and written them yourself. I don't know why he put such a back seat on it. I don't know. Like, I personally would be fine with George Lucas being a story and producer credit on Star Wars to this day. I think the guy's got some great ideas behind him. Like, if with a good writer and filter, the prequels could have been great.
Are you saying he's the Hideo Kojima of the movie landscape?
No?
Damn, son, you you heard it here first.
But yeah, it seems a bit of a fad at the moment to like really praise the prequels.
Yeah.
But like, go back and watch them. There are aspects to appreciate, but holy fuck. Above all else, the production is what really weighs it down. Holy shit, are they ugly, ugly films.
Mm-hmm.
Apart from when there's a flashy action sequence where they're just completely CG. Where some of it looks alright, some of it looks bad. Like the pod race at points still looks really impressive to this day.
Yeah.
And that scene you said about. And I like that scene at the beginning of the third one. Just makes me think of Star Wars Battlefront or something.
Yeah.
Then they start talking and it's like, oh.
Yeah. I appreciate the choreography and everything the actors had to do for the lightsaber bits.
Do you?
Yeah.
But there's something about it where it's like, in John Wick, it's really impressive and cool to me. Because it kind of makes sense to me in the universe. Hyper-trained assassin, right?
Yeah.
I know the argument would be hyper-trained Jedi.
Yeah.
But there's something about it. Like, I know everyone loves the action scene from The Phantom Menace. It's not effective as an action sequence to me.
I haven't seen it in so long.
No, it's like you picture it and you think of the music and everything, and the best scene about the scene is the music. Without any character investment, the scene has no weight to it at all. Like, Darth Maul isn't a character, Qui-Gon isn't a character, Obi-Wan is hardly a character in that movie. You only have attachment to him because of what you know, what he becomes.
I literally, by what I said, I just mean like how the actors themselves are like.
Yeah, obviously
shit
there's
they
commitment put into the action scene. Might have worked better if, the characters were interesting and whatnot. That's always what makes action interesting to me, at least. But
Well, I mean, when it comes to action, just take a movie like Mad Max. Nothing particularly in terms of choreography, like is done especially well. It's just like continuity and shit, and you actually care about everything that's going on.
Mm-hmm. It's well shot. It's grounded for what it is. And
Yeah, but you don't
it's
have
exciting.
you don't have Mad Max having like a stick and going like and
Yeah.
then smacking 12 dudes. It's like
It was like taking what we were supposed to want from Star Wars, what was like envisioned to this is what the fans want, and it's actually
it's like instead of having actual stakes, you sort of make it so the stakes are high just because it looks like they are.
Like
they're
artificial.
doing this crazy shit with their
The
swords.
thing is, you can't
And you
talk about the
actually have no
prequels now
investment.
without just being like, well, yeah, Mr. Plinkett already said that. And
Yeah.
those videos are just perfection in terms of like critiques of those movies. There's
Yeah.
like nothing left untouched. But anyway, probably went on that for a bit long.
It was a bad movie.
Yeah,
all.
Fucking
we didn't even
dog shit.
finish it because it was so terrible. Got a couple
I
more
literally
things.
went to bed after that chase scene at the start.
Which that one, yeah, god,
The Mass
I just
Effect
went
one.
home and slept.
yeah, the one Mass Effect made fun of. Jim, want to talk about The Invitation briefly?
Yes. Yes, I do. So, I don't even know how I happened to go on this movie. Like,
The Invitation, it's called.
yeah,
It's on UK Netflix, I suppose.
you go on Netflix, and I was feeling like horror, you know, so I went on the horror section, and there's just like the mouse. I'm the pretty thing that lives in the house. That's one of them.
Holy shit.
That sounds
The horror
good.
section of Netflix is a...
But it's just loads of movies with the something, the witch, the dragon,
The Guest.
the guest, the open house. I think that's just open house, but anyway, you get my point. There's loads of the movies, so I just I chose this one. I might have looked it up on Letterboxd to see what people had given it,
Yeah.
if it was worth even looking at, but I went on it. God damn, that movie's good.
Yeah?
God
You had some
damn.
comparisons to
So-
another famous horror
Yeah.
thriller.
So at the start of the movie, spoiler alert, the main character hits an animal on the road. They're driving through, like,
It's not a major spoiler, is it?
no, not at all. But they hit an
Just in
animal
case you're
on the
worried.
road, and then
Well, but just say what movie it's similar to.
it's Get Out.
It's
Because
similar
they-
to Get Out.
Yeah, it starts with both main characters from both movies are in a car with their girlfriend. I mean, there is a scene before Get Out, but anyway, and they both end up hitting an animal, which has a relevance to the character's backstory.
Mm-hmm.
And then both characters end up going to this place, this party in The Invitation, and in Get Out he's just meeting his girlfriend's parents. But
So fish out of water kind of thing.
fish out of water, and the main character that you're following throughout the movie knows something's up, but nobody else seems to twig on, or they sort of underplay it.
Mm-hmm.
But what I thought The Invitation did so much better than Get Out was that in Get Out, from that scene where the gardener dude is like sprinting straight at him,
Mm-hmm.
you're like, something is wrong here, and
Yeah.
nothing can change my mind. But in The Invitation, they keep sort of teasing these little things, but then they're explained, and all the characters explain them, and it's like,
Somewhat rational, so you think the main
And-
character is actually the
so
one who's...
you're starting to doubt yourself because you think you're being rational, just like the main character, nitpicking all this stuff, when you feel just like him, like because you could be wrong just as well as he could be.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I won't spoil what happens in the end, but
You liked it.
I liked it a lot. At one point early on in the movie, it did seem a little bit amateur. I think it came down to the sound design.
Yeah, that can let it down. If it sounds bad, you're gonna
It was like some dialogue sounded a bit off.
like ADR.
Not in terms of like performance or anything, but it was like cutting from scene to scene. It was like you could hear some background noise like changing. I don't know, I can't remember
Really?
specifically. Something just felt a bit amateur about it, but I was fine with it. Like, it didn't take me out of the movie at all.
Yeah, so that's one to recommend. I'd recommend it too. I think I gave it like a 3.5 or something.
I gave it a
Letterboxd.
4 on Letterboxd.
I can't remember.
I just haven't watched a movie that has made you sort of identify with the character so much. Because as you
I really
find
like
out,
that actor.
Yeah, so do I.
I've liked him in everything I've ever seen.
He's in
him
a movie recently, isn't he? That's meant to be
Yeah,
really
the,
good.
like
Robot one.
Yeah, it's like a Black Mirror episode as a movie.
Yeah. But yeah, you like find out about his backstory, and it makes more sense why he'd be uncomfortable in this situation and sort of wanting it to be bad. You know.
Yeah.
Definitely go watch
That's
that.
one to check out. And finally, before we move on to Reddit questions, I just want to shout out this really interesting. I don't know if they're a band or a solo artist or what, that I just stumbled across when I was on my exercise bike this morning. They're called. Well, it's this makes it sound like it is just a solo person. Jack Stauber's Micropop. I think that's what it's called. But it must be a new artist because he only had like 10,000 followers on Spotify. And just 2 singles there. One called Inchman and one called Two Time. Felt like shouting it out because it's the kind of thing where it's like small little artist. Might appreciate people going out there and listening to it. Weird, like Talking Heads with a bit of almost like David Bowie vocals, somewhat. Quite experimental and strange, but worth checking out.
Will do, bri.
Really awesome. Some of the most creative stuff I've heard in a while. But with that said,
we'll see you on the next Angry Joe show.
no, we'll see you after these.
Sick dubstep beats. Hey, what's up, guys? Ali A here.
Messages.
We could get lunch.
So now we do the Reddit questions. If you want to leave your own questions for the Jar Media crew to answer, maybe
Ask us about our favourite pasta dish.
you could do that. You can ask us anything. We might answer it, we might not.
If it's
If
about
it's-
pasta, we're more likely to answer it than not.
Damn straight.
We are big fans of pasta in this office.
So head over to r/Jar Media if you want to do that.
Head over to r/rate our pasta.
Head over to jar/rate our R.
Brian Deathscene, that's their name, says, what would happen if scientists discovered a planet populated entirely by clones of James? What would a society of only James be like? Every
It
car would be custom.
There'd be so much global warming. It would be
Yeah.
like a sauna.
We'd find what remains of the planet.
Yeah.
How do you envision it, James? What's your perspective on it?
Well, I imagine it's a society that works because I like working.
Okay, a society that works. That really
It would be like the most preposterous.
Yeah.
Society.
You would farm one thing and it would be prawns. You just prawn farms all over the world, huge, just go on for miles.
It would be like those protein farms in Blade Runner, but it's prawns instead
Yeah.
of bugs.
Mm-hmm.
Like the cities would just be like carbon dioxide, so you can't be living
Yeah.
them because they just
There
die.
Be like a
You couldn't
hazmat
see the
suit
sun.
everywhere you go.
Couldn't see the sun. To like exist, you'd have to be in a car. I don't
With,
even
like-
know if there'd be houses, but more housing pods for your cars.
No, it'd be like those Japanese houses where you get like a bed in a pod, and you just live in that.
It would be like Blade Runner, but instead of there being like a human projection, it would be like Initial D projections everywhere.
And like every shop would be like Greg's.
Yep, those are Greg's. You know, like in Istanbul, they blast out the...
Yeah, on the top of like the church stuff.
Yeah.
So it'd just be like
it would, no, it'd
Eurobeat.
be Eurobeat.
Every time there, it's like drift the clock. Like the Purge, but like that hour. It's just like there's no laws. You can drift.
This is a good question, actually.
Yeah.
We should do everyone of Jar.
Okay, so what would your world be?
It's entirely of clones, yeah.
What would
So,
Alex's world be?
What would my like planet or society be? Yeah, my planet that's just me. Loads of me.
It'll be like the opposite of James's. Like
Yeah.
really green. Like
Really organised and green and sunny.
It'll be like a communist society. Everyone just wears like white.
Everyone has to wear a sandy badge.
That's like the
I'd have really weird art museums with like the most
everything is just that sandy picture.
from space, like every country looks like.
Yeah, like sandy. And your flag, like your
Yeah, the
world
flag has that
is
sandy on it.
sandy.
I imagine it'd be like a really authoritarian like.
Yeah.
If you don't wear your sandy badge, you're going to the gulags.
Lego? How would Lego be involved?
No, like the buildings are Lego.
Yeah, all the buildings are Lego.
Buildings are made out of Lego. There'd be a huge like sandy
Only white
statue.
bricks though.
Hey, what are you trying to say about me?
You know exactly what I'm trying to say.
Like everyone would drive like Priuses or Teslas, environmentally friendly
No, they
cars.
wouldn't drive. They'd like fucking Segway or something.
Nah, not segways.
Cycle.
Yeah, bicycles. The like lamest looking bicycles you can get.
Those fold up ones.
Mm.
And like the food would be
Only veggie food.
Tofu.
Tofu and corn. Okay, so Jim, what would Jim's planet be?
Anarchy, Mad Max, baby.
It would be Mad Max combined with Dark Souls.
Yeah.
it could
So,
just be like the
chariots
worst.
and stuff.
It'd be the worst place to live.
No, it wouldn't. Not for Jamie's.
Everyone's Jamie, so it's like
You could work well on Jim's planet. You could
Yeah,
be like
you-
a mechanic with all the crazy vehicles.
No, I was gonna say me and James's planet could like have a crossover
yeah.
and like work
And
together.
war against mine. Sandy
Yeah.
planet.
That's perfect though, because like anarchy is the opposite of communism.
Why do I have to be the communist in this?
Because you're the most communist out of all of us.
No, I'm not.
No, if Ruben was here, he'd be the communist. But he's not. So
Jim's world would just be Mad Max.
With Dark Souls in there.
Yeah.
Would have to be
It
some.
would just be a
Dark Souls.
very
How-
challenging
yeah.
world.
So it would just be desert with loud vehicles and war.
And spooky places.
But
with
instead
giants.
there wouldn't be any guns. It would be swords, I guess.
Well, no, that wouldn't really. Actually, that could work with the vehicles.
yeah, it could totally work.
They'd just be like, they'd have the spikes on the wheels
jousting.
and then just like, whoop.
Yeah. We might as well do Ruben's planet.
It would just be like
Everyone
Soviet
wears
Russia.
Nikes or whatever.
It would be like Soviet Russia.
Why?
Because like anyone, well, I guess they're all Rubens, so we can't really discriminate.
It would just be warring Rubens.
Yeah.
Just civil war. Civil war Rubens.
Endless war.
It'd just be like
With,
loads of
all blasting 9-inch nails.
Yeah.
Whoa.
No, like each there'll be like Reuben tribes, and each one is like fighting for power. And each tribe is like a different 9-inch nail song, like bursting from their like vehicles. It'd be kind of like the Warriors. But everyone's Reuben.
Mm.
Okay, that's pretty good. Do we have names for our planets? Mine would just be Sandy. Planet Sandy.
James would be like RXDFOQ.
What would yours be, Jim?
Mad Soul.
Valhalla.
Mad Souls.
The fucking lamest one.
No, Valhalla would work.
Valhalla, that's a good one actually.
And
Lord
Rubens. And Rubens would be.
Ow!
Okay.
What would Rubens be called?
Planet Ruben.
Yeah. Fuck it. Rubanium.
Rubetropolis.
That's one of the cities in Rebirth.
Run with Knives 99 asks, which YouTube channel would you happily guest star on if you were invited to? This one's more for you guys because I've been on.
Oh, fuck you.
I've been on some of my favorites. I've been on Just Too Good's Lego channel. Like, I'm set.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh no, that's a weird
I've been on there like
question.
3 times.
Shit.
I don't want to guest star on anyone's.
None.
Honest,
Not
no.
even like a custom car YouTube or anything.
'Cause what do I have to add to it?
Yeah,
You
that's
don't
why.
have to add to it. You could just
I'd
be
just
like a guest or like, I know a good one. I'd like to be in the crowd for a double toasted video. That would be good.
That's a really silly question.
No, it's not. It's a good question.
I'm gonna go with.
I'd rather just be like some big car YouTuber's like, look, check out this sick car, and it's just my car.
Yeah, you can
That's
go
it.
in KSI's Lamborghini. That'd be a good crossover.
You like crashed a week after you got it.
Jim, you have an answer?
No.
Well, that guy that shoots all the guns in the woods.
No, not Hitchcock.
Hickok.
Hitchcock.
I'd say Nakey Jakey. Like, he doesn't do collabs or anything, but he's probably my favourite YouTuber at the moment.
Nice.
What does he? I've seen his videos before, but
He
what?
sits on pregnancy balls, you know, the
Yeah.
air balls,
No, I used to have
In front
one.
of
I'd
a
sit
green
on it,
screen.
remember?
and talks about games or whatever.
I swear he made meme videos.
I don't think so.
I don't know. I kind of get my YouTube in a twist at the moment.
Futuristic Bagel asks,
Hey, it's Thomas.
have you had any weird experiences with public transport?
No, not really. I haven't. To be honest, I've never used public transport in England. I don't
had
use it.
the one on the bus in America where this dude that initially we thought he was homeless,
Yeah.
but he just started talking to this random dude from the nearby college about Dungeons and Dragons. Literally the entire fucking journey until they got into the conversation about architecture, and one of them preferred modern architecture and the other preferred old classical architecture, and they were like, I like old architecture because it was all about the art, whereas now it seems to be all about how useful it is, and they just kept saying that over and over and over. But these two complete strangers just talking this like 40-minute bus ride the entire time, non-stop. It's probably the weirdest it's got.
I remember when I was in sixth form, some weird older gentleman came up to me and was either trying to see if I knew how to get drugs or was trying to ask if I wanted any. It was clearly some kind of code or something he was trying to communicate, and I was just like,
Really?
I don't know really what you want.
I haven't really used public transport
Have you
enough.
never
to have
been on
those
a train?
experiences. No, I've been on a train, but like nothing happened. I just sit on the seat and just like do nothing.
There was that time Optimus Prime came and smashed through the glass.
Fucking whatever, next question.
James_House says, are C3PO, R2D2, and BB-8 dibbies? For a bit of information, a dibby is something I coined. It's like a cute little creature or thing, or it doesn't have to be cute. It can just be kind of.
You know, that word's kind of just not.
It's
that
quite an
anymore.
ambidextrous word. I describe Argy as a dibby, for example.
You've used it for other things as well.
Yeah.
It's also what Argy says, apparently. Yeah. I'd say the only one that's a Dibby is
Babe 8.
Beatty.
Babe 8.
BB8.
You think BB8's a Dibby?
Yeah, definitely. That's what he does.
He does sound like a Dibby.
Yeah, he sounds like
he's
it.
somewhat Dibby-ish.
He's completely 100% Dibby-ish.
Well,
I
I
don't know
would
what-
describe Porgs as way more Dibby-ish, or an Ewok.
Porgs are pretty much the definition of Dibby.
They are.
Yeah. But the question was, R2-D2's, he's like halfway Dibby.
I wouldn't say R2-D2 is
In the prequels, he's a Dibby.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
a CG Dibby in the prequels. He's pretty normal in the originals.
Yeah, in the originals.
C-3PO's a Dibby as well in the Attack of the Clones, briefly. When he becomes like a droid and is going, I'm gonna kill you.
Oh god, no! That bit's really
You missed the best scene, James.
I know.
You know what I get fed up with? There's questions about being stranded on islands.
Well, we've got good. Me and Jim have got good experience of being
Yeah, we do
stranded on
now.
islands. Basically, you just die.
You'll be fine.
Just make some ropes. You can just kill yourself, so then you don't starve. That's what I'd do.
Would you kill yourself if you were stranded?
I didn't
on-
actually
Well,
ask
if
the
it's
question.
either starve or like die of dehydration.
Well, the
I'd just
question
kill
was from
myself.
your boy 08 who asked who would resort to cannibalism first. And it's just like, oh, no. We can theorize all we want.
No, what we can do, 'cause if all four of us were, it'd be like, let's eat some fruit. It's healthier. We'd be like, okay.
Well, yeah, let's work together to try and
If there's
figure
no
out.
other food though, who's gonna start eating first?
We obviously fish.
Because I'm gonna go with James.
Yeah,
why
reasoning
me?
being.
Reasoning being, you've got the least meat on you, so you're probably gonna be hungry, like really hungry faster.
You sure?
But I'll get all fainty, Jim.
Yeah, you couldn't resort to cannibalism. Like, you couldn't even be fussed to try and fucking knock us over the head with a rock.
And you think I am?
Yeah.
Who on Jar's a Dibby? Who's the most Dibby in Jar? Jim.
No.
You're the Porg of Jar. Stinky Binky says, James, how's the Christmas tank coming along?
Next question.
Alex, how's the UCS Millennium Falcon coming along? Finished it months ago. Best set I own.
What does UCS mean?
Ultimate Collector Series.
Jim knows.
Which one is that?
That's the big one.
The huge Millennium Falcon that fills literally a quarter of the room it's in.
Which room's it in?
The Lego room.
I haven't seen it in there. I literally have no
I do have
idea.
that big plinth in the doorway, so Argy can't go in there. Because I give him a mini jambone, then he runs around the house crying, and he tries his best to get into the Lego room to hide it in Lego every time.
Why don't you just close the door normally?
Because I want light to come in from there.
Why don't you just put a baby gate up? Because then at least you can actually see into the room.
Because then that would be embracing the true Dibby nature of Argy. I'm not getting a baby
You
gate.
embraced that long ago.
Alex, you
How?
did. By making
By
him say
buying him.
boo boo.
Ooh, when you say it, God, it gives me chills.
Come on, next question, bro.
Well,
No,
this question is
Alex,
still going.
my dog Gaius has a baby gate.
Really?
It's not a baby gate. It's a dog gate.
Yeah, but your house is like owned by adults.
You're a fucking adult, you prick.
And Gaius
And
is
they have
mental.
experience. They've had 3 kids. They know what it's like. They got their baby gate up.
It's not. It's a metal one. It's a dog gate.
This guy is a
It's
Dibby.
a baby gate.
Gaius is not a dibby.
Yeah, he is.
How's he a dibby?
He's such a Dibby.
How is it? No,
The ears,
explain.
how like floppy and like he falls over all the time, and he's
Just because he's lanky and active doesn't mean
Yeah.
I'm a dibby.
No.
Your dog's a dibby. Mine's not, because mine attacks me.
I
Yours
wouldn't
doesn't.
say he's 100% Dibby. He's got like 15% Dibby in him.
Exactly.
I'd say 25%.
Argy is pure dibby.
Argy's the
100%
Dibby.
Dibby. No, he's not the Dibby.
What is the Dibby then?
Porg.
Argy is on the same level as Porgs.
No, he's not. Nothing can be.
Look at that picture and tell me that's not dibby.
It's like Ryan Johnson read the word Dibby and then made porgs.
It's like what he imagined.
Yeah. Everyone sees a different Dibby. Porgs were his.
Actually, on the subject of animals, there's this really nice cat that lives close to me. And whenever I was cleaning my car the other day and it came up to me, it just would not leave me alone.
How often do you clean your car?
Well, I don't, it's not about cleaning my car, I have to clean my wheels because they're white. So they look awful, and if I don't clean them, they just...
What's wrong with brown wheels?
Because they're white, they look really bad. And then they just, if I leave it on there, it's just going to build up and then it's going to look even worse. So I have to, be proactive.
Well, this question's still going, by the way.
Mm.
There's a question for Jim in here.
Oh, Liam, son.
Has rewatching Fury Road many, many times affected your appreciation for that particular film?
Well,
Do you enjoy it more or less now?
I don't. That's not specifically aimed at Jim because
Well,
I've
it
seen
was,
I've seen that movie so many times.
Well, it
Have
was
you?
aimed at Jim, actually.
I've seen it 7 to 8 times.
No way.
I've seen it a stupid amount, and I appreciate it every single time. Nothing changes how much I like that movie.
It's like when I decide I'm going to put it on, I know exactly what I'm getting, and I'm never disappointed remotely.
Okay. You haven't seen any flaws or anything you wish weren't there?
No. You just embrace it. When you've seen it that many times, anything that you initially thought was a bad thing.
See, I've
Isn't
been
even
told
a
to
bad
watch
thing.
the video, what's his face, ER made on it. But
Yeah, I've seen
I don't
that.
really want to.
It's dog shit.
Is it? Oof. Controversial opinion alert.
It's not dog shit. It's just I'm pretty sure he's the one that got the main thing wrong about Mad Max. He's never seen another Mad Max movie. And then he goes on saying about how... there's a scene when the guy is driving Max's car, and Max goes, "That's mine."
Mhm.
And then the car gets crushed between the People Eater himself's car and the war
Towards
rig.
the end, yeah.
Towards the end, and he's like, "That's like a staple of the series. That car is... It's not even in the third movie. It's destroyed in the second one. It shouldn't even be in this movie." And in the first one, it's only in it for the second half.
Yeah, because he tries to.
How is that a complaint?
It's the most iconic thing from Mad Max because fucking look at it. It's just
And it's been destroyed twice now.
Yeah.
That's more of a staple than the car being in the movies at this point.
What
It's
I
just it
find
been destroyed.
annoying is when something that is like a staple of a series has plot armor and is untouchable because of how iconic it is.
Yeah.
That gets annoying.
Mhm.
Are people if, let's say, the Millennium Falcon gets destroyed in the next Star Wars movie, are people just going to lose their minds?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, that's a bad example because anything could happen in Star Wars and there will be a
Yeah.
sect of people losing their minds. Something on that level.
But I know what you mean, But the thing is, especially in that movie, that car isn't set up to be anything. It's the car that
It's
he's driving
destroyed
at
at
the
the
start.
beginning and then it's destroyed.
it's
again.
flipped at the beginning, and he loses his car, and then
They remake it, but completely different. So it's not even identical to it.
yeah.
If someone didn't know anything about cars, they'd see it and even think it's the same car.
Mm.
It doesn't look anything similar.
That was probably the last thing on my mind when I watched that scene.
Yeah.
Oh my god, they destroyed the Mad Max car.
The thing is, we'd never seen Mad Max before that, and neither
I
is...
knew that was the Mad Max car though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we had no attachment to it. And I assumed the movie was made, because those movies were just fucking weird things in the 80s.
It wasn't done in up yours Mad Max car. It was that just happened in the scene.
The best other Mad Max movie had that car blow up. That same car.
Anyway.
But anyway, that's
even seen the video.
that's a
My-
passing comment in his video, but it pissed me off so much. You can tell.
It's very Australian because that's an Australian car and they just destroy
Is it?
them and then buy another one.
But yeah,
Australia can't. Yeah.
he makes complaints about the video, about the movie. Sorry, why don't the girls that are being used by Immortan Joe sort of want to be in that life? Because it is nicer than living on the ground and being like a mutant monster.
I thought they're sort of driven by the hope of the grass is always greener kind of whatever. I haven't seen it, so I can't.
Yeah, and he also complains about that scene at night time where it's clearly been like
Filmed in the day, yeah.
Filmed in the day. But I think stylistically it looks amazing. It looks like a graphic novel or something.
Mm-hmm.
Was it filmed during the day?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they just did loads of colour correction and stuff like that.
Yeah, it looks really fucking like good and
Well, it doesn't
dark
look like
and aesthetic.
there's an awful shot in I can't remember the Squeal Like a Piggy movie, whatever it's called. Just a warning, I might have lost some footage there, I don't know.
Well, people aren't going to miss our beautiful faces, so...
Yeah, the audio will still be there, so it'll be alright. Yeah, anyway.
His video didn't make me dislike the movie anymore or like criticize the movie in any way.
Okay.
Because I mean, it's already stuff that you just accept because it's like it's Mad Max.
Yeah, that's why I always look at like context and intent is my
Mhm.
thing. It's like you can criticize things if you ignore the context and the intent, the clear intent. Like, I would never criticize Revenge of the Sith for the scene where General Grievous smashes out into space. 'Cause it's like, that couldn't happen or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's a Star Wars movie.
Yeah.
Who cares? There's even like a cool quote from... what's his face? The director of Empire, who says something along the lines of like... Basically what I just said. It's just... You do things based on a logic of
that
what you're
world.
making,
Yeah.
not on the basis of reality.
Mhm.
Otherwise, everything will be boring. Arctic Keys says, "Can you guys do more skits? Y'all are hilarious."
No, we're not. So no.
I'd like to, but it just takes lots of time.
Yeah, it
and
does.
planning.
It's time and the fact that all of us are very busy and it's hard to get us all in the room
Mhm.
for more than an hour before wanting to kill each other.
Grilled Cheese Posty says, "How much have the YouTube algorithms affected this channel and IHE in terms of censoring what you say, subscriptions and copyright? Have you found that you have to hold back a lot more than previously in order to keep monetization?"
No, because Alex edits out all the rude things.
I don't actually.
Did you edit out the one from last week?
Well, Ruben edited that one. I think he did. I reminded him.
Hopefully you did.
But it's weird. It's really actually incredibly annoying because at first when the new monetization thing was coming in, a bunch of like really random, seemingly like out of the hat videos from Jar were just like flagged as being inappropriate. Like not Alex. IHE's a public poet was one of them. I was like, what?
That's one of the tamest videos we've ever
Yeah,
made.
exactly. I just read a poem that I wrote. There's no swears or anything in it. It's like, okay then. And then we rarely ever get videos flagged. I think the last one on this channel was the one with the anime intro that a fan made.
Yeah.
It's just completely random. The only thing that has changed is the extra level of possible annoyance you have every time you press upload.
Yeah.
Demonetization hasn't really been a problem on IHE particularly, but I have filtered myself a bit more on it because for me, if I'm spending 2+ weeks on a video, it's
Yeah.
just
You don't want it
it's
to
not
be
worth my time just for the sake of one swear word. I can think of something funny, and I am gradually building them back in just so I can learn what the system wants. It's the thing where it's like when you don't know the rules, you have to then figure out what they are so you can see where the limits are.
Bad.
Yeah.
It's like if the system, which is scanning for things that we don't know what it's looking for, if it was just like you're allowed this many swear words or something, or if it scans it and it says this part of the video you swear a word that's too rude for what we'd be happy with, then I'd be like, fine, I'll delete that video, I'll censor it, and then re-upload it.
Yeah.
That would make my life so much easier. But no, we have to sort of play mind games with it like it's a fucking woman.
It's not good at all.
Jokes.
Like, YouTube is generally getting a lot worse in every regard.
And there's a new thing they've changed that I'm not going to mention now, but it is so baffling.
Yeah, we talked about
I
it.
won't bother talking about it, but
It's like really poo bum. It's like a pooey bum 6. That's how like bad it is.
Should we do one more?
yeah, we'll do one more.
No, let's do no more. I want to eat curry.
We've still got E3 to talk about.
Great other Lord Chicken. Overlord Chicken, sorry.
I'm gonna quit.
What has been the hardest part of making the Yogs podcast every week for 2.5 years?
The fact of seeing you guys every week.
Oh, damn, son.
Thanks.
No, there's not. Is it
Just
really difficult?
timing it.
Yeah, the
Like-
only difficult thing is figuring out when to do it.
And even then, it's just like, what time are we doing it this week? Okay. It's just mainly because you work nights.
When it's only difficult, yeah.
It's because I've always done shift work in every job I've done.
And
yeah.
I'm straight 9 to 5, 8 till 5. So it's
And like shift work, you'll get
don't know.
it is you're going to get the most time during the weekend. So
like this week.
Because the actual bit where we do the video isn't difficult.
No.
Because we just
sit here, we just have a fucking
because when the camera and mics aren't turned on, we just do the same thing basically. But
No,
Probably
we
with
have
someone
we
else.
have the issue of just doing that. So we just talk about loads of deep subjects before. That's what we do. And I
Yeah.
get angry at that because I'm like, guys.
well, and I always do the thing where I'm like, no, just stop talking about this. Stop, because we need it for the podcast. But,
And then we just eat food.
or we play Fortnite. And on that note, we're finished with this episode. That's another one for the books. I'm gonna do a big fart now. Oh, no, I did it before. Any last words, guys?
Have a good week.